Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to the Ninja Warrior podcast. And today's episode freaking 29. It's crazy. And we are covering AW13 season AW13 episode 8, part 3 of the semifinals. Yes, this episode was amazing. Aside from Drop Zone. Aside from that one thing, it was actually pretty good. Yeah, I'd say it's the best episode of the season. Again, Drop Zone's the only thing that's not making it perfect. Yeah. This episode had a lot of good competitors, a lot of good ones. Some pretty good shocking fails as well, honestly. Like, I don't know who were expecting some of these. And personally, I love to see Vance Walker, Sean Bryan, Adam Whale. These people deserve to be shown and get shown. I'm really happy. I'm really happy what we got in this episode. I feel like this episode is probably the best when it comes to not shouting people into mystery. Like fast forwarding people who needs to be shown. That type of thing. We do some of it, but they do not do as much of it as they do in the other episodes, and I think that makes this episode a whole lot better. Yeah. Definitely. But let's get into the episode itself with obstacles. Yeah, so the first four obstacles are exactly the same. Sliding steps, double twister. What is it? You've got wing chaser, and then diamond dash as I'm replacing the spinning bridge. I'm really happy about that change. Yeah, Diamond Dash, personally, is one of my favorite balance obstacles, so I'm really glad to make it a return. It's nice the way to change the formula. Yeah, I just kind of wish it did more damage, but, it's still a really good obstacle. But then we have probably the worst obstacle this season, at least so far, and I hope nothing beats it, Drop Zone. Yeah! This might just be called Injury Field at this point. Yeah, so Drop Zone, basically, there are 3 handles that you can grab, and you spin them around. Once you spin them to a locking point, they just instantly drop with no warning time. And this causes a lot of competitors to get hit in the head a lot. And even blood. Yeah, and that's like the big problem with this obstacle. Like, how did this even get past the testing phase? Yeah, that's a very good question, because, this thing, didn't just, cause one person to bleed, but I believe 3 people. In addition, plenty of other people actually got their heads hit as well. Yeah, it's like, why? It's stupid. Well, but you'd think they would have paid a little more attention here. Yeah, I don't even like the obstacle to begin with. We mentioned it a few times just now, actually. We're saying that's the only bad part of this episode. It really is, It is so annoying that Dakota just kept getting hit in the head with this thing. It was so annoying. It really had a couple of shocking fails, I will admit, but I just found it annoying. Yeah, then we had a warp wall, stamina ladder, padlock. But then for split decision, we had 2 new obstacles here. We have the diving board starting from season 11, and then we had the dungeon starting from season 12. Yeah, so let's talk about the dungeon first. Basically just the same thing as an AW12, same climb, same traverse, all that stuff. But then on the diving boards, they were actually on an incline this time. Yeah, the middle diving board's actually on... heading is more taller than the west, meaning that in addition to having to travel downwards, you have to make a really high jump to the landing pad, because it's basically where the second diving board is, technically. Yeah, I mean, if I'm being honest, I think the landing pad should have moved down, because the entire time when I was looking, I'm like, it would probably be easier just to skip the third one, because, the second one's on such a high incline that you might as well do so. But I bet you that wasn't allowed anyway. That wouldn't explain why no one tried it. Yeah, but then we had, of course, the spiral climb as always. Yeah, I hope that changes, but it won't this season. It would probably not change next season or the season after that, It will never change, unfortunately. Yeah, that really sucks. But anyway, let's get into this episode with Sean Bryan! Yay! Yeah, I'm gonna be honest here. When I was watching this episode for the first time, I wanted to. I was so mad when I saw Sean Bryan coming across, and I'm like, no, don't do this again. And don't do it like what they did with the kid in season 12 or this season, more importantly, because he failed super early both times and he was the first winner. Yeah, that's exactly what you saw coming here. So it was a big shocker to see him not only push through the pain of getting head to head on Drop Zone, but actually complete the course. Yeah, this is actually the first time we've seen the first one of a semifinals course completed, which again is very shocking. Like, I cannot believe the fact that they showed Sean Bryan first and him being a finisher. Yeah, I don't think he should have been first. Yeah, I mean, I bet he wasn't first anyway, but it's really weird. I mean, I don't really get why they chose him to go first of all people. Yeah, I mean, this is pretty clearly edited to be first, but it really just flew most of us off. The people who know that this show and how predictable it could be. Yeah, basically. But anyway, right, after Sean Bryan's exhilarating and pretty good run, actually, we stayed in the top 2 for the Power Towel for almost the entire episode. Yeah, it stayed there for, I think until the final one, honestly. Yeah, until Vance took the course. But anyway, after Sean Bryan, we had Brad Giles in a fast forward segment. He was taken out by the double twister. And then we had Josh Wag, who honestly looked very unique. Yeah, honestly, he looked like one of the members of KISS, which was a rock band back in the day. Well, I guess you can only say that like 10 years ago, really, but yeah. But he just kind of well, he made to Wing Chaser, had the wing slip way off. And then we had Megan Boway, who ended up taking her fall on the Diamond Dash. And then we had probably one of the dumbest stories in Ninja, Francesco Bala Jazz, and he has a story about him having a speech impediment, how he stutters a lot. And honestly, this did not need a segment at all, man. I'm like, who cares? Just go. Shut up. Yeah, and that's why I fast forward all these videos. because there's no, nothing happens in them. You never care. You're not told any useful information, and they try to make you feel sympathetic for them, but it usually doesn't work because the problem is so stupid. Yeah, I mean, no offense to anything that you struggle with. I mean, it's you, with someone who can stop you or anything, but when it's something of you just stuttering, and it's pretty clear that that they play it up, like they have him playfully fake stutter during his intro video when he's trying to tell his story, like he was trying to say through, and they purposely made him do through like 5 times, even though I he knew it was fake from the sounding. Yeah, that was kind of annoying. But anyway, Francesco made all the way to Padlock, so I was actually kind of surprised at that. Yeah, I thought he got a story just because, well, he has a problem in his life. But, yeah, he got a story because he had a problem in his life, and then he was able to, make it on the Padlock. I was kind of expecting him to fall, like, on the 5th obstacle or something. Yeah, but anyway, after him we had Enzo D. Foley Wilson in the next show one, obviously, and he did pretty well. Yes, Enzo, he had a story about him being the youngest ninja ever to quit the course at 15 years and 1 month. And 1 month at the time. And in that story he talked about him having a ninja course over right by the beach in New Mexico. And him having Ocean Needs help. Ocean Needs Everyone. One as a group that basically cleans trash off the ocean. And it's a pretty alright group. Honestly, I didn't really think it really deserved the segment, but it's always a good thing to help out the environment. But so I'm kind of glad they talked about it, but it kind of got boring at the end, and it didn't really feel like much happened during it. But to be honest, I do support his cause. He ended up falling on Padlock, shockingly actually. Then we had Charity LeBlanc in her first semifinals appearance, where she fell on Wing Chaser. Yeah, I was a little shocked by that, but she hasn't to be good, but I was expecting her to move on, if I'm being completely honest. But after her, we had Glenn Davis, who fell on, what is it, a drop zone. And then we also had David Campbell, who, had probably the shock of the night for me. Because he fell on, drop zone and hit his head, just like Sean Bryan. So there's a second one. And yeah, his leg just touched the water on the dismount. Yeah, it's pretty ironic that Campbell has had the same type of fail before, as in AEW 8 in the semifinals. He failed the ball hop in Oklahoma City, but the only reason he failed is because one of his legs touched the water, meaning he was disqualified. Same thing happened here, so that was kind of weird, but it was a pretty big shocker to see him go out that early. I was pretty mad. Yeah, but then we had that Nate Pardo, which I'm like, cool, but why did it skip halfway through his one? Yeah, there was absolutely no reason. But anyway, he did pretty well, actually. Nate Pardo was the first to make a pass padlock, but fell on the diving. Actually, no, he was the second. I keep on forgetting about Sean Bryan because he's like the first to one. Yeah, but I didn't even correct you because, again, I didn't even realize, but yeah, you're right. Anyway, sorry, Sean Bryan. Anyway, Nate Pardo, he went out on the diving board, just couldn't make the landing pad. Again, I think the landing pad was way too high, because if you look at the tester doing it, when they show at the beginning of the episode, they show the one, people testing the obstacle, we see, someone that looks like Maddie Howard, but I know it isn't because she's pregnant, just barely make it to the top of the landing pad and have to roll out of it to save it. And honestly, like, it's way too high at that point. Yeah, no one even cleared the obstacle, but to be fair, I think only Nate and one other person chose it. Anyway, after him, we had Brittany Durant. She was taken out by, sadly, Drop Zone. Oh, it's so bad I keep on forgetting its name. But yeah, she was taken out by Drop Zone. Then we had Sophia Lavallee in a fast forward segment. A very shocking fail here, as she fell in Wing Chaser. Yeah, this kind of pissed me off a little bit, because, like, I wasn't super duper mad, but I'm like, shit, I know she could do way better than that. Yeah, and after her, we had Deshaun Harris in that same fast forward segment, where he ended up making it all the way to Padlock, surprisingly enough. And then we had Josiah Papel, who did really well in episode 2 of the qualifier. I think he had like the second fastest or third fastest time, I don't know. But I know he did really, really well. And he had a story about him being the proud protege of Najee Richardson. Yeah, so his story mostly just talking about his relationship with Najee and basically talking about how he's gonna carry on the Phoenix legacy this season, because obviously he's not competing. But I question that, because for some reason Najee was shown in the interview. And I'm like, how were they able to get a hold of him? Was he there? Like, he doesn't really have a reason to be there unless he's actually, competing. Yeah, exactly. And they're also very strict on bringing people in who aren't actually competing, or most of the time, especially in these times. So it seems kind of weird, but nonetheless, Josiah did really, really well. He made it all the way to the buzzer, gained the second fastest time of the night overall, meaning he was able to go on the power towel with the person who scored first place, who we'll get to later. But anyway, after him, we had Tage Harrington in a fast forward segment. He was unfortunately taken out by Padlock. Then we had Kevin Carbone, who finally got some recognition, technically. Yeah, despite being in a fast forward segment, they finally mentioned him. He finally mentioned him submitting Wing Chaser, the obstacle design challenge, after over a year. Yeah, finally. It took them long enough. Yeah, but anyway, he fell in Padlock. But then we had Brian Quetch, who also fell in Padlock. But unfortunately, he did not move on. I was really shocked by this one. I'm like, what? He didn't move on? Yeah, he was cut. Well, okay, cut from the top 15, I should say. Yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah, but anyway, after him, we had Megan Rowe as the next shown one, and she did pretty well, actually. Yeah, Megan Well made all the way to Padlock. I was pretty surprised by it. And she moved on to the women's top 3, so good for her. And after her, we had
Alyssa Solano in a fast forward segment. She was taken out by Wing Chaser. And then we had Tyler Gillette. Man, this makes me mad.
Yeah, Tyler Gillette. He made it in the 9th obstacle, the diving boards for falling. And going that far, he deserves to be shown.
Yeah, but screw that idea. Like, why would we ever want to show him?
I know. At this point, his dream would be to be shown.
You have a good point, actually. But anyway, then we had Adam Whale in a mid-run. Like, damn it.
Yeah, Adam Whale, he started his run on the 7th obstacle to San Milano, and that's what we saw him on. He ended up becoming the night's 3rd finisher, so good for him in that. But I'm just annoyed that he was, not showing full weight. I'm just annoyed that he was not shown fully. He deserved to be shown. But anyway, after him, we had
Jose Gomez, who surprisingly enough actually got shown. He fell on drop zone. Then we had Cody Johnson, who did really well in qualifying, falling on the 5th obstacle free formation. But he only made it to the 2nd obstacle double twister, so that was a shocker. And then we had Mike White, the Speedo Ninja, who was taken out by Diamond Dash.
Yep, then we had a very cool one from Vincent Payne, who started off the run with a bit of a science experiment with a whole bunch of smoke and stuff. Basically speaking, it blowed up, and he basically just changed his clothes during that time frame. I'm not sure how he did it, but it looked really cool on the course. And no, I do not think his outfit looked good, but the science experiment itself looked good. But anyway, Vincent Payne made it all the way to Padlock and was not able to move on. But anyway, after Vincent Payne, we had
Austin Hale on a fast forward segment. He was taken out by Diamond Dash. Then we had probably the most and first criminal fast forward of the episode, always in my opinion. We have Brett Sims.
Yeah, so Brett Sims, the last 2 years he's been on a semifinals course, he completed, and this year he continued that streak with 3 in a row. But unfortunately, this was, for a very stupid reason, fast-forwarded again, for once again the 3rd time in a row, and he really deserves to be shown at this point.
Yeah, Brett Sims, he's one of those old-time veterans. But once again, he got fast-forwarded, and especially he had semifinals better. It's like with Abel Gonzalez, how both of them are veterans who haven't gotten many city finals buzzers, or technically Brett Sims has gotten a lot for them, but still, he deserves to be shown.
Yeah, one more thing I want to mention before we move on to the next competitor is that on Padlock, when he made the final jump, he literally just went one-handed as the thing was turning, and then he just snapped. He does which almost ruined his run entirely.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Yep, and then we had Megan Martin, who had a story about her being a commentator for the Tokyo Olympics next, but she also ultimately ended up going out on Padlock, so that was a pretty big shock. I was expecting to go to Maurice make it to the 9th obstacle, but that did not happen. But after her, we had
Jonathan Godbow in a fast forward segment. He was taken out by he actually hit the buzzer.
Yeah, I didn't want to stop you because I felt like correcting you with editing, but I was gonna say he actually completed the course.
Yeah, idiot me. But anyway, he completed the course. He was not able to beat the top 2, so he wasn't in the power top, but still a really good one. Then we had RJ Roman, who shockingly ended up failing the diving board, so that was really shocking.
Yeah, ultimately, that was probably one of the biggest shockers of the night, but he did end up moving on, so it's not that bad. But then we had the final one of the night, Vance Walker, who just destroyed the course and blew everyone else away. Yeah, Vance went through the course really fast, honestly, just like his qualifying one, and he made it all the way to the buzzer. So in only 4 minutes and 10 seconds, so over a minute faster than Sean Bryan, and about 20 or so seconds faster than Josiah Papel, we would take. And it was him and Josiah Papel on the Power Tower, and this honestly was probably the very first race that was actually close, and I actually felt very engaged in the matchup.
Yeah, well, the first one was really shocking in terms of the result. Dale was very far behind throughout it, so it really wasn't all that dramatic or anything. And Joe Morosky versus Jay Lewis, you were expecting Joe Morosky to win. Additionally, it was a blowout, reminding me of Enemy 11 times. But here, this was the big one. Vance Walker was in front for most of the race, but Josiah Papel kept on coming, and he tried to do a one-swing thing on drop himself, so it really didn't help anything, because the final jump, he probably could have made a one-swing final jump, and I think that would have given him the win. But either way, I would have been happy with the result, and Vance Walker was able to walk away with the safety pass.
Hell yeah, congratulations to Vance Walker. And this also means that he has a better chance of, keeping his record of technically never falling, but he probably will break that record this season.
Yeah, that's really likely. But anyway, that is it for this episode of Ninja Warrior Podcast.
Yeah, oh, fuck, the cut. We forgot the cut ones.
Oh, yeah. I'm pretty sure I forgot because basically no one on the cut ones was, shown.
Yeah, no one really important. On the cut one status, we had Bob Reese, who was the only person cut out from the top 15 in who failed on Padlock. Then we had Mike Beadle, who also failed on Padlock. Then we had Vinny Castrona, Todd Bugalas, who all failed Drop Zone. Then we had Andrew Sikorsky, who ended up falling on Diamond Dash. Then we had Brian Montanagis, Nico Gentry, and DC Banks, who all failed on the Wing Chaser. Then we had Tony Miles on the Double Twister, and Victor Chan on the Striding Steps, which was pretty shocking to me.
Yeah, he was cut, and I was like, he completed the course last time, right? You'd think they would show that, but that explains it.
Yeah, this episode I was really happy about because, again, no one I really cared about was actually cut. But, I'm cutting out Bob Reese is, annoying because he made the top 15, but that's really the only reason why he should not have been cut. Otherwise, all the veterans were shown. The only really criminal fast forward to me is, probably, Brett Sims, because, again, Brett did really, really well. This episode completing the course, but yet he got fast forwarded. That is annoying.
Yeah, so it's just it keeps on happening.
Yeah, but anyway, that'll do for this episode of the Ninja Warrior Podcast. We'll see you guys next time for episode 30 of the podcast. That's crazy.
I know, 30 episodes. It's insane.
Yeah. And then in that episode, we'll be covering episode 9 of AEW 13 in the fourth part, semifinals. And I think that episode, just want to let you guys all know, do not spoil it, because as I have a very important thing to tell you guys. I'm going to be heading over to Washington, D.C. for a quick day trip over there, because that was originally supposed to be on my vacation across the South, but it did not end up happening due to, I believe, it being too expensive at the time, or not being able to cram it in to the busy schedule we had. But Dad promised to take me, so sometime next week, Monday or Tuesday. So depending on that, I don't think I'll be able to watch Ninja as it releases. So I appreciate if you guys don't spoil it for me. Please. I'd say by the Friday after the episode airs, you guys can probably start sending comments saying, how do you like this guy? Or saying, what do you think of this? You can start telling me stuff that happened in the episode, because I probably have seen it by then. But I just don't want to get spoiled while I haven't watched it, because that did happen once. I got spoiled Jay Lewis's course completion by, I don't want to mention the name. But it was just someone on Discord. But anyway, that's it for this episode of Ninja Warrior Podcast. And I think we'll see you guys next time.
Yeah, we don't really have anything else to say, really. So, yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Peace.